Oh, sorry, we got just a hiccup here. Welcome everyone to this new special edition of the DevHub Live. The Zcash and Near Intense Hackathon is live. It started yesterday, and to talk about it, we got this special guest, the lead of us, Zcash Devrel Paku. Welcome, Paku.
Hi, well, thank you very much for having me here. I'm really happy to uh, be a part of this great hackathon. I'm very, very um, delighted by Near Intents and enjoying them so far. So I think this will bring a lot of new things and great, amazing projects.
Thank you so much. We'll talk a little about some details. The hackathon started yesterday. Will and the deadline is on March 29. The submission deadline is on 29th. And let me share the link. If they want to join the hackathon, there's $70K in prizes. So it's a great opportunity, and we will deep dive in what are the tracks that we want the hackers to build on, and what Zcash are looking for these agents. So let me show a little about the Taika website. Okay, so if you go to the link, you will see that you can register here. You can log in to join, and these are the prices for agents. For Zcash, we got first prize of 15K, second place 7.5K, and 2.5 for the third one. And the prices repeated for private DeFi and for cross-chain interoperability. So, Paco, can you talk a little about Zcash? You were the first cryptocurrency to leverage ZK for encryption of private peer-to-peer transactions, right?
Yes, yes, Zcash was the first production, like mass scale uh, production deployment of ZK-SNARKs and ZK proofs back in 2016 by a team led by Zuko Wilcox and the ECC company was the leading team of that effort. And yes, there have been a series of breakthroughs, and this first ZK-SNARKs were not really performant, and now things have evolved to a point that we have the ability to generate these serial knowledge proofs in cell phones, and like even low performance cell phones. So there has been a tremendous improvement in performance of these proofs along the years with the introduction of the sapling circuit and now the orchard circuit. So it's been an incredible journey, and it's only possible because Zcash has like tremendous people, like geniuses, very humble geniuses. So um, I'll give them the credit.
So, and can you talk a little about the near intense integration? Where's the experience of ours on what you want to achieve and to leverage with near intense?
Well, I think that the near intense comes uh, to fill some void in the Zcash space, which is uh, Dex abilities. Like before near intense, you didn't have many like easy to use alternatives to actually swap ZEC in a decentralized way. And there is, of course, the Decred DEX, which supports Zcash, but it's far more complicated than using NEAR Intents. And I think it is an experience that Zcashers were long waiting for, and it has been really well received. To be honest, like it took many of us by surprise, and it was a very beautiful surprise. It felt like Christmas. You know,
That's awesome.
that's the way I can universally describe it. You know, at least for the people that celebrate Christmas, like some of that kind of festivity, some of that good surprise that life gives you. And so far I personally been enjoying like using it, and I'm really thrilled to and eager to see what people will come up with in these hackathons, and what new ideas and new projects will
Yeah.
be created.
Offering a better user experience, seamless, keeping the
Yes.
privacy and the security of. That's awesome. We will have another guest today. Slava from our labs will join us briefly to talk about near intents to deep dive in more detail. But I would like to for if you can share, Paku, what are the tracks of this hackathon, and let's try to provide some examples of or some ideas of what are you exciting about to find in this hackathon. It's not like sharing ideas for what to build, but what is the wow effects that you're looking for in this hackathon. We started, maybe we can start with the AI agents for Zcash.
I think that um, yes, the AI bots. I guess that there are a lot of opportunities um, to generate agents that can um, transact with Zcash, and I don't know, do I don't know, like leverage spreads, or generate revenue, um, find opportunities for traders, and also I believe that these agents, if they are privacy minded, that would be a terrific breakthrough. Like because with Zcash, you can operate both in a transparent and a shielded way, and you can choose degrees of privacy you want to achieve. So it would be very useful not only to maybe have agents like maybe other chains have, but that giving it as a Zcash agent, that it also incorporates the notion of the degrees of privacy that the Zcash protocol provides, and that it can make assessments on parameters that the people launching these agents want to set. Like I want, or maybe the full transparent trades, or I would like to prioritize trades that provide this degree of privacy, etc.
Okay,
Would be
yeah,
interesting.
thinking beyond the assistant agent, right? Like help
Right.
you with the
Yes.
user experience. What are the kind of the features that you think agents can provide regarding transactions with SEG and or boosting the security of the transaction? What are the ideas that you are waiting for discovering this hackathon?
I would think that um, one of the challenges would be trying to leverage shielded transactions. We have like Zcash has a is a as a fork of Bitcoin, has a neat and I wouldn't say seamless, but a more easier integration with Bitcoin like systems. Like And that's the integration that we've seen so far in many of the centralized exchanges, where they leverage the Bitcoin utilities to actually hook up Zcash to their systems. And it will be interesting to see agents that not only can use that part of a protocol, but they also focus on shielded transactions using the Archer pool, the sapling pool, and transacting using the latest features of the Zcash protocol and the specifications like unified addresses and so on.
I see. I would like to invite Slava, the lead developer from our labs, to talk about and join the conversation of this track for the hackathon, providing some expertise on how to leverage near intent. Just a moment, let me welcome Slava.
Hello, guys. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. We were talking about the tracks of the hackathon, and we started with the use of agents for Zcash. How to improve the security of the transaction, going beyond the assistant agents, and also Paku, we're talking about actually the second track, that is private DeFi, the shielded swaps, right? So can you talk a little about near intents for those who are not aware of, and how do you see the hackers could integrate near intents to Zcash?
Yeah, that's interesting question. So let's start first of all with the near intents. So near intents, if you're not aware what is this, you can actually try it yourself. You just can visit nearintents.org website, I believe. Let me find the link for you. Just a second, share. What is this?
Yeah, I will. So far, I will show right now the docs for near intents.
Yeah, you of course can go and read through the docs, but overall it's a cross-chain decentralized exchange based on top of Near protocol and chain signatures. So it makes it possible for you to actually access the liquidity over a bunch of the most popular blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Arbitrum, or Solana there, and just trade your tokens efficiently. Overall, it's based upon a more general stack called intents layer near. So in principle, you will be able in the future, as we are imagining it in our heads, you'll be able to introduce new types of tasks like intents on the blockchain to be fulfilled by different types of solvers. But because of the most common action and utility of the blockchain nowadays, it's financial operations. We started with the financial swaps, basically swapping your tokens and fulfilling these intents. That's why we basically have cross-chain decentralized exchange called Near Intents on Near protocol, where we are leveraging the chain abstraction to give you access, a seamless access to the liquidity between the different blockchains at one place. So that's the basic idea. You can actually go and try it yourself, deposit some tokens from centralized exchange, from other blockchains. It doesn't matter. If you have some tokens on Ethereum or Bitcoin, you can just deposit it to the near intents, even without having a wallet. You can even use the passkeys there. So the platform allows you to create a new passkey, and you won't even need to create a near wallet, for example, to operate with it. It will be just a signature, cryptography signature, which will allow you to sign the transactions, and transactions will just execute and will do what you want them to do.
This is so, and actually that take us to the third track, that is cross-chain interoperability. The idea that you can use SEC for transaction across Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, or other tokens. And there's something interesting in this hackathon, that you can build a project and apply for all the tracks. So there's no need to pick one. And as the conversation goes, all the tracks that are somehow intertwined, like you can use agents for your private DeFi project of shielded swaps, and of course find a solution for cross-chain interoperability. So one thing that I was asking Paco is, what would be the wow effect that you haven't seen so far, and what are the kind of like blockers or innovations that you are looking for in these kind of hackathons? Just, it's not about giving away ideas, but offering some like beacon for the hackers to put their efforts and try to imagine a new kind of product that could leverage all this technology for these tracks.
Yes, I think that there are a few ideas, and my experience with the Zcash portion of Intents is that there is some room for improvement and innovation when it comes to integrating the Zcash chain with the web browser. We have a web framework that allows people to use a web wallet that is JavaScript cross-compiled with WASM on uses the Rust toolchain from the Zcash libraries, and that it was recently developed by ChainSafe, and it's being used by the MetaMask Snap team of ChainSafe to create a MetaMask Snap that's being developed right now. So the tool we have at the moment is the framework itself. But having, when you, for example, you can use an extension, or for example, the Brave wallet, which is integrated to Brave browser to put your tokens into the Near Intents UI. You will see everything like pretty straightforward. But then when it comes to Zcash, there is not such seamless integration, and one of the options I see and wow factors in terms of like it might be some not novel at all for Web3 DeFi, but for Zcash, which is like an OG project or an OG chain, having seamless browser integration, it's something that Zcashers have been wanting to have, and it will be something convenient and never experienced by the regular Zcashers that we mostly use, like either like desktop wallets or mobile wallets that are, but not much like browser wallets or JavaScript based wallets. That's good. That could be one thing, and then also the ability to deposit shielded funds would be something. I don't think it is something easy to pull off, but that would be definitely something that will enhance the privacy of people using the Zcash side of the near intents. Because today, when you want to swap, you need to deposit your funds in the transparent address, which it's not it doesn't give away any privacy in terms of what the protocol allows, because you might have your funds shielded and then you send to that address, and there is no way for an observer to know where the funds came from when it's deposited to that transparent address. But having the ability of choosing a shielded receiver for that end would be something great to have. But I don't know, in terms of like the infrastructure, if that's possible to develop by a third party or not, but that's something that would be awesome to see, at least in a proof of concept. That could be an idea. And then probably, yeah, anything. I think that shielded swaps would be incredible, but it also, I'm thinking in terms of like the window of time of the hackathon, things that are feasible to do in a POC way. I think that the inclusion of shielded addresses and supporting all the kinds of pools that Zcash has could be something very useful for the platform itself, and be also like a kind of like incredible thing to pull off.
By the way, let me show the Zcash documentation. You will find it scrolling here in the bottom of the screen. And Slava, can you also provide what are your thoughts? Share what are your thoughts about?
Yeah, of course.
What would be the wow effect for you?
I just wanted to ask Paco about Zcash a bit. In terms of, like, I know that it's a Bitcoin fork, and the question is like regular Bitcoin tools like Bitcoin GS for forming up the transaction is usable with Zcash?
I would say that many libraries, Bitcoin libraries, can be modified to work things out with the transparent side of Zcash. But there are also great frameworks to actually create and build transactions using Rust native tools on the Zcash repo itself.
Yeah, I'm just curious if we have a compatibility with the chain signatures in here on the Zcash side, because I'm not sure about this. Like, I know that NEAR is compatible with Bitcoin. So chain signatures, basically, they allow you to derive different private public key pairs in a secure way via the multi-party computation service, which NEAR also provides. And it means that with using your NEAR account, you can sign up the transactions in different blockchains like Bitcoin. And like in this case, if we would be able like to use the same signatures, like same cryptography as on the Bitcoin on Zcash, and relay the transactions signed with your derived NEAR account, it will mean that basically you will be able to provide smart contracts on Zcash. And it should be really interesting, because I believe as a Bitcoin fork, you don't have smart contracts. And via chain signatures, it's possible to use NEAR or Aurora, for example, as an EVM, as a runtime, basically, and to build your business logic for Zcash network in your EVM contract, for example, which could be really interesting in terms of POC for the hackathon.
Yeah, I will have to check that and to actually give a proper answer, I guess. But like as a rule of thumb, any Bitcoin tool that you have, you can modify to use the transparent Zcash part of the protocol.
If I would be a participant, I would definitely try it, and would go down that way also, because it's it gives an interesting how to say, like, it gives a innovative vibe to your work, because you actually doing what not a lot of people have tried to do, building a smart contract and smart contract compatible network. It could be pretty interesting. I have done that with Gnosis Safe and Aurora lately, and I used Gnosis Safe on Bitcoin. Actually, I can share an article about that if you are curious about this. It could be pretty interesting also to take a look at that example. And I believe that it could be also a really interesting thing to try. Like overall, if I will kind of try to explain what we have on the plate here on this hackathon, we have NEAR Intents, we have Zcash network, we have NEAR AI agents, and we have Aurora as an EVM if you are coming from the EVM ecosystem, maybe if you want to use Solidity contracts. So now you kind of should think about how you can join up all of these pieces to build your own product in the most like creative, innovative way possible. And of course, like a lot of roads are open here. I also shared with Jose, probably Jose will share with you the link about shade agents on NEAR. So those are like AI agents on NEAR which are executed inside a trusted executed environment. So it means that you are actually sure about what is executed inside these agents. So it makes your product more secure for your users. So that you'll be sure that no malicious activities happening there, and exactly what you see will be happening inside the code. But nevertheless, I mean, by looking at all of these ingredients, you kind of can see like that one track which I have mentioned, the smart contracts on Zcash, for example, or maybe, for example, like using NEAR AI agent to do some smart stuff with Zcash, like with swaps on NEAR Intents, for example. We actually have presented NEAR AI agent lately, trading on the NEAR Intents. Let me find the link for it. Where is this? It's called NEAR AI, and you can actually try it out on Twitter. I will send a link also one moment with the example of how it could be called. Basically, what it was doing, you need to mention it on Twitter and say something like, "Hey, I want to invest some money," and it will calculate the most effective portfolio for you. Like, for example, to invest like $100 or $1, and it will lock it like for 1 day. So your investment will work for you for 1 day, and then it will be withdrawn to your account, giving you either profit or loss after it. But it's a really cool example, and actually I have a code with which you can tinker around and play, take a look at how it was done, the integration itself, and reuse it in your hackathon projects overall, and maybe include Zcash there for your particular usage or like goals. Yeah, so it's like I believe you will need to join like a few things here, like the privacy Zcash provides, plus cross-chain possibilities of the NEAR Intents and NEAR protocol itself. So if you will be able to join all of these things, plus maybe AI agent, your project will be on track to win something in this hackathon.
I guess like the cap that you can win if you win the 3 first prizes is 45K. Just saying.
Maybe I should take part in.
But I would like that just to share a couple of things, like how what is the evaluation criteria on this hackathon. Of course, the innovation and the creativity on your project, and this seems silly, but we want to see new projects. In other hackathons, we receive some repos that are quite old. Actually, the people don't hack during the hackathon, and this is not the best opportunity for that because it's quite specific what we are looking for. But please update your repos, create something new and crazy for us. And of course, the technical execution It should be well integrated, functional, and of course secure. The privacy and the security is a top criteria, especially working with Zcash and Intents, and provide a good user experience and find something that is impactful, um, for both for SEG and for NEAR. I want to show a link with the support channels. So Hackbox is powering this hackathon, and we create a dedicated channel with the DevRels for this hackathon. You please join the Telegram channel if you have any doubt, any question. Don't wait for the last moment. There is no special prize for solving your blockers by yourself. So if you spend more than 10 minutes trying to figure out something, just jump into it could be the Telegram group. We're also showing the Zcash Telegram group and the Discord. So again, there is no special a star sticker for that you figure out everything by yourself. Jump in, ask question. We got the people ready to help you. And also just for discussion, if you want to share your thoughts on what you're trying to build, and try to check, not just looking for validation, but to check if your idea is in tune of what we're looking for. That's also awesome. We will have another live stream next week, just for troubleshooting, debugging your projects, and also if you want to pitch your idea and you want to check with the team what you're building, also join this hackathon. And actually, we get some comments. If you're watching this live stream and you got any question, please join the comments, and we will check that by the end of the hackathon. Paku, I will ask some tips that you may have for hackers. This is something that we always do. I'm always aware of that. What are the ideas that you can share with the hackers to help them to actually build and succeed? Because there is a lot of people that can't complete their project, that they don't submit. That's terrible, because you invest a lot of time thinking about and coding and how to help them to actually deliver on the deadline.
Well, the first thing I can share is we have this awesome dev tool that was developed by ECC core developers. It's basically an internal tool they used, and that it was so powerful to them that they decided to turn it into a project to help other developers. It's called the Zcash dev tool, and it's a CLI, stateless CLI, to rapidly test things on locally on your computer, on your dev environment, using Rust. So it's a good tool to for anything that you want to build using Zcash. And then something for hackathons is don't try to build everything at once and have this big reveal kind of thing. Just since you have a very fixed amount of time, try to think quickly and model your thought in terms that things that you can achieve in the next few hours, and don't have many side quests at once. Don't have a lot of things ongoing, even if you're a team of many people, try to focus on what you can do in the next few hours and iterate over that. So even though and try to first like communicate your idea and try to do your pitch, have very clear that everyone in your team has a clear vision of what you want to build. So you don't have like different expectations of of the scope of the project, and then work in small iterations. So whenever the final whistle sounds, however it catches you, you will have something to show, and you won't be, oh, at 3 hours left or 8 hours left, I'm going to just drink this gallon of coffee and finish everything up. That won't happen. Maybe it does happen because maybe you're an incredible developer, but if you're an incredible developer that you can achieve an Olympic development achievement like that, like closing a project in a few hours, then if you organize in incremental things that you can manage, and then your time will be much more useful and your effort will bring more results, because you can always, if you iterate in small increments, even if your current increment doesn't work as you have expected, you haven't invested that much time that you can safely roll back and try something else, pivot to something else. If you try to get everything at once, it just takes one of those pieces to not work to ruin your whole project. So my advice is basically that take it into small chunks and work your way up the ladder. So every time you do like a small milestone of your project, you can just like run it and have something to show, and you will be like also more empowered, and you will have more security into taking more risks, into trying more risky stuff, and going to unknown grounds with a better foundation, because your previous commit did do something you wanted to achieve.
That's a great advice, and also this kind of hackathon is quite interesting because, like, if you compare with the in real life hackathon, when you got 2 days or 2.5 days fully dedicated, chugging coffee and energy drinks and that kind of stuff. In this case, you have 2 weeks to hack, and your pace depends on what your schedule, your time. You can put a lot of time. You can be a part-time hacker or just on the weekends or whatever. That's a great advice to fit for every kind of hacker. But keep in mind this, like, if you have hack in these real life events, you got 2 weeks here, and you got the deferral ready for you all these 2 weeks. So it's just like the same of this real life event, but for 2 weeks. So it's a lot of time to hack. You can take your time to think in this kind of roadmap that Paco is talking about, that you can achieve different milestones on your project and scale up from your idea. And Slava, if you can share in the middle of your horror film that you are sharing with us, if you can share your thoughts for Hackathon, what kind of tip or advice that you can give them?
Yes, sorry, my laptop is just almost out of charge, so I'm trying to find the charger to connect it back, so I would be here and stay connected.
Awesome. So again, like,
Yeah,
what are your final thoughts for Hackathon in this occasion? Because there is some complexity in this hackathon, right? Like, so what would be your advice on this?
don't like. Of course, you have complexities here, but don't overcomplicate. Like, stay as simple as possible, as clear as possible. Like, it's better to have a simple idea with a good realization, which could be evolved into something bigger later, than like creating something really big, really complex, but with bad realization, actually. So try just to create a small proof of concept, which will be useful. Just do something small and useful for real people, and your project will have like better perspectives in the future.
Awesome. And I know that we put some FOMO about applying for all the tracks and, like win it all and everything, but those are good advice for you to keep in mind and build step by step. Any final thoughts, Baku?
Yes, I think that some advices from the 30th DevCon back some time ago is that they're the host of the hacking tracks was advised that wasn't in person though, so it advised people to have showers, to use sleep in your advantage. The brain does a lot of work while you're sleeping, so if you're struggling with something, or if you're trying to learn something new, sleep on it. Maybe you pull an all-nighter and you think that you have done a lot of advances and that you have learned a lot, but then you did that over exhaustion. So maybe a lot of that will go away the moment you reboot your machine, right? So use the sleep cycle into your advantage. Your brain will, accommodate things, will tidy up the room while you're sleeping, and the concepts you might be struggling with at night will be cleared in the morning. Also, take care of yourself, don't overwork yourself. Also, if you're feeling overwhelmed with things, always raise your hand, reach for help, and when you're stuck with something, don't wait. Sometimes when you're explaining a problem to somebody else, just writing a fake email or a fake GitHub issue, it forces you to explain a problem you are having in the terms that somebody else that doesn't know anything about it will understand it, and many solutions come up when you're doing that. So use all your resources at hand, even like creating a fake GitHub issue for the problem you're having. Maybe it is a bug you're reporting, and maybe it is not, and you just like cancel the GitHub creation. You have your own solution there. So I think that those are my wrapping thoughts. Very good luck to every team here. We are excited to see what you will come up with. I hope that we can also benefit from you folks going through our documentation, things that you see that are missing. If you want to add them, we're very much welcome. If you want to suggest things that we could improve in terms of how to make people's life easier in our platforms, that's very much welcome as well. And well, we'll see each other this next few days and have fun. The most important thing is to have fun.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Slava, something that you want to add?
I love that advice. I mean, that's exactly what I'm usually advising people on hackathons, especially during the last days when people are too much into the rush, too much into the panic, and like their mind is racing all the time. I just say to them, like, go outside, spend some time outside, touch the trees, touch the ground, like smell the air, just relax. Everything will be fine.
And drink mate if you're from Argentina.
Nice.
If you have, drink mate. That's a great advice from Manza from Bahía Blanca, Argentina. So yes, that's a great advice.
Awesome. Way better than energy drinks, man. By the way, there's a couple of comments, but just saying hi. Alexis Paulina is saying hola, buenas tardes a todos, ¿cómo están? Hola, Alexis. And Sanja was saying hello too. So this is just the beginning. The hackathon started yesterday. Don't get blocked. Take a walk, sleep on it, and if there is no epiphany by the end of it, join the Telegram group, join the Discord, and ask. We get these brilliant people ready to help you. So it's like, again, don't wait for it.
Yeah. Good strategy would be like lurking the forums of like near Zcash and see what people are like complaining about, what their problems are and what their wishes are, and maybe you can grab ideas from that. Like you can build towards ideas of the communities you're trying to build for.
Attending the need and the demand, yeah.
Or maybe use DAI as your advisor, just
as well. Yes.
Yeah, these forums and ask some questions. Just talk.
That's an excellent idea. Ask the AI to do the homework. Yes.
Yeah, it helps sometimes. Not. I mean, sometimes with more narrow technologies, especially if these are too fresh, AI cannot just handle them. Like I've tried a couple of times. Maybe it requires more job with like feeding the right information into the model itself, but with too fresh stuff, usually models are not capable like to keep the track of everything, so it's easier just to read through. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the time is up, so thank you so much, Baku. Thank you so much, Slav, again.
Thank you.
We'll keep in touch on the channels these 2 weeks, and next week we get a new DevHub live special for the Zcash and NEAR Intents Hackathon. So stay tuned. Follow our channels and follow our accounts on Twitter. It could be Hackbox, HQ, Near DevHub, Aurora, Zcash, and keep updated. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Good luck.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Good luck.
Bye.